What up, your boy C. Rizzy coming back at you with Unit 1, Lesson 4, Measuring Angles. Your corny joke of the day. How do you keep warm in a cold room? Think about it. Your essential question of the day. How can you describe the attributes of an angle? And our objective is to find and compare measures of angles. Your answer to the essential question. You can use number operations to find and compare the measures of angles. Another way to measure an angle is to use a protractor. What does it mean to be angular? Angular is an adjective, while angle is the verb, and angled is also another adjective. Okay? An angle is formed by two rays with the same endpoint. So two rays. So this angle, if I decide to call this A, B, C, ray BA, and ray BC create angle ABC or angle CBA. Okay, so we said an angle is formed by two rays with the same endpoint. The rays are the sides of the angle, and the endpoint is the vertex of the angle. And again, you see another diagram, same as the one that I just did. When you name angles using 3 points, the vertex must go in the middle. So if I go back to the previous slide before, A was the vertex. A is the point where our two rays meet, where they share an endpoint. In the previous page on the example I did, our vertex was letter B. If you notice when I named my angles, the letter B was in the middle both times. So what are all the possible ways to name angle KML? So here's angle KML. So I'm going to trace KML. That is my angle. Okay. Another way I can name KML is that I could call it angle LMK. Or, since there's a number inside the angle, I could just call it angle 2. Okay, the different types of angles. We have an acute angle, which measures from anywhere between 0 and 90 degrees. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees, and you know whether an angle is a right angle or not if it has this box on the inside of it. An obtuse angle is any angle that measures from 90 to 180 degrees, and a straight angle is a straight line, and it measures 180 degrees. Okay, so find the measures of each angle. So first we'll start with angle LKH. Okay, so if I trace angle LKH, so on a protractor, if it starts at 0, I'm starting at 0, and I work my way up to, here's 10, 20, 30. I'm halfway in between 30 and 40, so LKH must be a 35 degree angle, and that makes it acute. Next we have HKN. Angle HKN. So I'm going to trace HKN, H to K to N. That's a straight line, so therefore HKN must be 180 degrees, and it's a straight angle. Okay, let me erase what I've got here so I can do the other one. And lastly, angle MKH. I'm going to trace M to K to H. It also starts at 0, and this angle goes all the way to 145 degrees right here. So that must be obtuse. Okay, if B is in the interior of angle AOC, then the measure of angle AOB plus the measure of angle BOC equals the measure of angle AOC. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create this angle AOC. B is in the interior, so B has to be in between my two rays at any point. So I'm just going to put a point there, call it B, and trace a line. So I've just created two angles. Here is angle AOB. Angle BOC is that angle. And angle AOC is the larger angle. So, in 21, they want you to draw angle ABT with point L on the interior. So, I want you to do this at home in your notes, but I'll get you started. So, here's some arbitrary angle, ABT. So, now you have to draw some point L and finish this example. Okay, angle DEF is a straight angle. So what are the measures of angle DEC and the measures of angle CEF? Well, I know that the measure of angle of DEF, okay, and write a justification for each statement. So they give us the steps, and we're going to write out each piece by piece. So the first thing I know, if DEF is a straight angle, then the first thing I know is that this angle is 180 degrees. So these two angles have to add up to 180 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to write a justification for each statement step by step. So the measure of angle DEF is 180 degrees. That's just the definition, I'm going to abbreviate definition, of a straight angle. Okay. The measure of angle DEC plus the measure of angle CEF equals 180 degrees. That's because these two angles are called a linear pair, and we'll learn more about linear pairs come 1.5. So now what they did was DEC and CEF are expressions. So what they did was they took those two expressions, and what they did was they substituted. Substitute. Okay. Then to get down to 13x minus 2, what did they do? They combined like terms. All right. They took 11x plus 2x to get 13x. Negative 12 plus 10 is negative 2. Then they added 2 to the other side. So they did addition property of equality. Okay, and we'll learn more about what the addition property of equality is, but more important than anything else is that they added, so that's just the addition property. And lastly, how did they get to 14? Well, they divided by 13, so we're just going to say division property. Okay. So that's how you justify step by step how you can solve for x when given a linear pair. Okay, that's it. Try to finish as much of that student companion, those guide notes as you can. Oh, but before I forget, how do you keep warm in a cold room? Just go sit in the corner. It's always 90 degrees. Bang! Good night.